So the end is near. Maybe. We'll see. Today we're going to talk about a couple different things, but the primary thing is that there is a giant space mass heading toward Earth. It is from what the Hubble telescope has picked up. It looks like it's between 7 and 6 miles long. The shape keeps changing, and they are telling us that it is some sort of just comet or space mass debris. But if you were smart like me, then you know this is an alien spacecraft coming to either destroy Earth or just monitor us and see how whatever species is sending that craft, see how their ant farm, us, are doing out here. So that is coming this way. It is the 3I Atlas space mass. I don't know if they're referring to it as a mass or a comet or an asteroid at this point. Let me bring this up on screen here. So this is the Wikipedia article here. Let me make this a little smaller. So the 3I Atlas, known as C/2025N1 and previously as the A11PL3Z, is an interstellar comet. So, okay, there's our answer. This is being referred to as a comet. So it is, you can see here, we have the graphic from the Hubble telescope. That is what they're picking up out there. And they've been able to measure the size and speed and how close it's going to come to Earth. This is something that a couple buddies of mine have been kind of talking about lately. Jason and Sammy, great guys. Shout out to them. We kind of discuss this one occasionally when we're chatting. But when one of us hears some news, we'll kind of relay it back to the group. And then, figured I would talk about this one today because we have a lot of weird stuff going on in terms of, this comet here and then a video I saw the other day. So let's hop over to this here. So Florida Rep. Anna Paulina Luna was on Joe Rogan not too long ago, and she was talking about how she knows that there are interdimensional beings that have interacted with us here on Earth or on this plane, which is strange when we're talking about aliens, potential ships coming this way. I know the government is actually starting to acknowledge that we've had visitation here, that they have acquired alien biology, alien ships, alien technology. Something we've always known that has happened because, I mean, just looking at the technological advances we've seen and how quick they've happened, there's no way we could have done this on our own without some sort of intervention or stumbling across something we could use. But now we're having government officials that are actually telling us this. So let me pop this video on and we'll see what they have to say and we'll discuss further.
And the spiritual reality that we know.
When you say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings, how do they know that? Based on testimony would be based on witnesses that have come forward. But what I can tell you is the witnesses just were told that they were interdimensional?
that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
That's very vague.
Yeah. So look.
So Joe isn't convinced. You can see that already. But just a little side interjection here. So Anna Paulina Luna is in government. She's a Florida state rep. And she is a very attractive woman who has security clearance. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the benefit of the doubt on that. So let's finish up. Let's see what they have to say here.
Fortunately.
Yeah. Look, have I seen a portal open? No. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no. Have I seen evidence of this? Yes. Have I seen photo documentation of aircraft that I believe were not made by mankind? Yes. Is there historical significance to this? Yes. Is there multiple events that go back to, I would argue, maybe even before the time of Christ that have documented this in text? Yes.
And you can look at the Bible and you can see some things that could easily be considered just people of the time not understanding what they're seeing and thinking that it was something from God, but it was something that was just otherworldly and they didn't understand. So the best connection they could make was that it was something something from the gods. Didn't understand what it was, or maybe it was the other way. Maybe it was something that was a religious visitation of some sort, and now we're thinking it's aliens. It could go either way.
So do I believe that the government has access to certain technology? Yes, to an extent. And I believe that certain contractors potentially have back engineered this tech. I think that that's what can explain the advancements that we're seeing. But I also believe that this is a dangerous level of hidden information from the American people, because if you have an aspect of the federal government, which I can tell you, I, with two other members of Congress, were denied access to information at Eglin Air Force Base pertaining to whistleblowers because of the fact, and we can get into that story and what happened at Eglin in a second, but we were denied access and told that we don't have security clearance or the read-in authority on a special access program. That's a problem, because I'm supposed to represent and be an investigative body, and you have then people who are unelected that are operating basically in secrecy, and that's a problem. That's a big problem.
And she's got some points there. I mean, obviously, we would want to know as humans if there is bigger stuff going on here that could potentially affect us. But the elites obviously are not going to give us that information, because that would take a huge benefit away from them if something were to happen, if interactions were to happen with some sort of interdimensional or space visitor coming in. So yeah, I don't expect us to ever find out anything more than just videos people catch when they're in the mountains or whatnot, or this Atlas space mass that's coming this way. So let's now that Anna Paulina Luna has confirmed, it's confirmed now, because Anna said it, that they're interdimensional beings. Let's talk about some other conspiracy stuff that can kind of lead into this. So I am in Denver. So we have the Denver International Airport here, and there is a lot of conspiracy beliefs, rumors that have gone around about that airport. Let's see here. So this is from the Denver Post. I mean, this is the big newspaper here, and they're talking about the definitive guide to Denver International Airport's biggest conspiracy theories. So Nazi runways, remote locations, underground bunkers, which that is almost undeniable. I mean, that's a pretty big one. I've in my line of work, I've actually been down into some of the, not the lower levels, but some of the levels other people don't get into there. And it's strange. It gets weirder as you get below the primary levels of that airport. But aliens and artistic depictions of the apocalypse. So we'll just take a quick look at this list here. We'll get to the main stuff we're talking about. So it breaks it down. Secret societies. So the theory, Freemasons, a centuries-old society, has controlled the airport ever since it opened, with ties to the New World Order, a group of global elites who wield power over international affairs. That seems likely, but let's jump into what they say the facts are here. While the Freemasons are a legitimate, fraternal, and historically cloistered organization with civic ties to the airport's dedication, there is no evidence to suggest that they had any hand in ongoing planning or decision-making at the civilian facility. So they're not going to admit that. There's not going to be anyone who can prove that. So I don't imagine us ever finding out anything else about that, but I think it's likely. Artistic clues to the apocalypse. I mean, you can see there, that's a strange painting. I don't know why they would even put something like that in there. That's going to make tinfoil hat weirdos like me wonder. So yeah, I don't know why they would play into the stuff we're already thinking about, but they did it. And yeah, so there's plenty of stuff like that. Underground bunkers and aliens. So let's see what this says here. Hidden beneath the airport's underground baggage transport tunnels is a secret bunker or series of bunkers designed to house billionaires and global political elite in the event of an apocalypse. Lizard people, aka reptoids, and or evidence of aliens are also thought to be lurking down there. So let's go to the facts here. Roughly 1,000 people work daily in various levels underneath the airport, ferrying luggage among ticket counters, planes, and baggage claim areas in a pair of 7,000-foot-long tunnels that run alongside the airport's underground trains, which were not immediately ready to use upon the airport's opening, as seen during a tour of the tunnels provided to the Denver Post. All plumbing and electrical infrastructure appears to end at the underground area's lowest level. Hiding anything else under it would be an engineering feat on par with the channel that connects England to France. I don't know how they can know that, especially if you can't see below there. That seems like a long connection that they're making, or just feeding us so we don't think about it. But Over the years, little personal touches have been made, Montgomery said of the tunnels, pointing to the hand-drawn alien image, as well as decidedly non-alien thing graffiti like smiley faces as he drove an electric golf cart under the B concourse. The automated baggage system was actually used in various capacities, mostly by United Airlines up until 2010. There's a certain mystique to anything you can't see. Montgomery said of the 470,000 square feet of underground space. The fact of the matter is it would take me 3 days to show you everything down there. So he didn't show him everything, even though he's saying that there's really not much else that could be done below what we see. It would take more days to even show everything off. So there's plenty more down there that we don't know about. Finally, airport workers have been known to don lizard masks as pranks while the media are on tours. Awesome. Please keep that up. Including one caught on camera by Fox 31 KDVR Denver in a video that has since been circulated, often uncredited, as evidence of their existence. So Nazi runways, remote locations, conclusion. Let's see what they say. For people with vested interests in sowing doubt about institutions and organizations, the real fear might just be discovering there's a mundane explanation for all these theories. No, well, it's more fun to think that something weird is going on, especially when there certainly appears to be some smoke there. It's kind of fun to believe there's fire. But considering Anna Paulina Luna, considering the obvious spaceship that's on its way here, the weird bunkers below DIA with alien paintings, that confirms aliens. It's confirmed 100%. So what it comes down to is we have to decide which ones are coming on the spacecraft that is headed this way. So according to ChatGPT, there are 6 alien species. So the one that is most portrayed in media is the Greys. So number 1 on the list, number 1 for a reason. The Greys are perhaps the most famous and commonly reported alien species. They are said to be small humanoid beings with large black eyes and gray skin. Some people claim they have seen the Greys in UFOs, while others say they have been abducted by them. So movies, stuff like that, these are the kinds of aliens you usually get. So the next are reptilians. The reptilians, another widely reported alien species, they are said to be humanoid beings with reptile-like features such as scales and slitted eyes. Some conspiracy theorists believe the reptilians are a powerful race that has infiltrated governments and control of much of the world. So I like this one. This is one that I've seen videos of politicians that appear to be wearing masks. Their eyes appear to close weirdly. This one, I think it seems likely. It's also fun. So I like that one. Another one, which is intriguing, is the Nordic aliens. Nordic aliens are humanoid beings that are said to be tall, fair-skinned, and blue-eyed. They are often described as being benevolent and peaceful, and some people claim to have positive interactions with them. So Nordic aliens, named that way because they look like Nordic humans, which to me proves the existence of the Asgardians. So Thor, Odin, all of them. That is where this type of alien comes from. And if you keep up with any of that lore, it almost seems pretty real. Says they're also benevolent and peaceful, which is cool. That's comforting. That some of the stories we grew up on could be a little more real than we think. That's kind of a nice feeling. So next down the line, insectoids. Insectoids are a lesser known alien species that are said to resemble insects or arachnids. Terrifying because I hate spiders. They are often described as having multiple limbs and insect-like eyes. Some people claim to have encountered insectoids during abductions or other close encounters. So when I think of that, I think of like the prawns in District 9. That's the kind of look I get from those. That's what I would imagine. So the Pleiadians. Pleiadians are a humanoid alien species that are said to originate from the Pleiadian star cluster. I hope I'm saying that right. They're often described as being tall, slim, and graceful with pale skin and light-colored hair. Some people claim that the Pleiadians are here to help humanity and guide us through our spiritual evolution. Awesome. If they exist, that sounds great. I would welcome their participation in our society and to help guide us in the right direction, because humans are sometimes we're not going the right direction. We're a little mean to each other. We need to fix that. But next we have the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are a hypothetical alien species that some people believe played a role in human history. They are said to be a race of tall humanoid beings that genetically engineered humanity for their own purposes, like harvesting precious metals, I imagine, gold, stuff like that. Let's see. Some people believe that Anunnaki have returned to Earth and are working with governments in secret. So if you watch the TV show Ancient Aliens, you hear about Anunnaki all the time. That is like the primary one they talk about. So they believe that there's a lot of guidance of humanity from this group. If you follow that show and you believe in the stuff that they say. Fun show. I like that guy and his hair. Sukalos, I believe his name is. Cool guy. So yeah, that's where we are with that. To me, aliens are very likely real. I highly doubt we're alone in the universe. It would be almost scarier if we were. It almost seems a little more comforting that there is something else out there, because the universe is vast. Nothingness is terrifying, and if there's something out there that could potentially be friendly, that is a comforting feeling. But also, there's plenty of these that says we could learn from them. They're going to come and assist us at some point, so help may be coming. We'll go from there, and hopefully this ship that is headed this way is as it has good intentions for us. But yeah, we'll leave it right there. We'll see you next time.